I never thought I'd get that angry over a pizza. But when you're broke, exhausted, and hanging by a thread, a ruined dinner feels like a personal attack. And that night, when my roommate decided his chicken mattered more than my sanity, I snapped. Let's just say he learned the hard way what "don't mess with someone's food" really means. Hey everyone, welcome back to Money Mastery Hub's Reddit Revenge series. If you've ever had someone cross a line and secretly loved watching karma strike back, this one's for you. Hit that like button, subscribe, and drop it in the comments if you've ever tasted sweet, justified revenge. All right, let's get into it. Years ago, I was in my mid-20s, trying to rebuild my life from scratch. I'd left a dead-end job and gone back to school, chasing a career pivot that I hoped would finally mean something. But the thing about starting over is it doesn't come cheap. Tuition, textbooks, rent, it all added up faster than my part-time paycheck could handle. So when I found a cheap, shared student basement apartment, I grabbed it like a drowning man clinging to a life raft. It wasn't glamorous. The building was old, the kind of place that smelled faintly of damp concrete and ancient carpet cleaner. Each tenant had their own locked room down a narrow hallway, but the kitchen and bathrooms were shared. You'd think that might build some sense of community, but no. We barely even spoke, just occasional sticky notes on the fridge and passive-aggressive reminders to eat, transfer for Wi-Fi. I worked late most nights, juggling classes and shifts. My fun consisted of collapsing onto my twin bed and praying my alarm didn't go off too soon. So yeah, food became a small, sacred thing. My one treat. One night I got home around 10 p.m., exhausted, starving, and ready to indulge in my one luxury of the week, a frozen pizza. It sounds pathetic, I know, but when you're counting every dollar, even a 4,000 pepperoni pizza feels like a feast. I turned on the oven, an ancient, rattling beast that groaned like it had been through wars, set it to 3755 EF, and slid my pizza in. Timer 25 minutes. I even set an alarm on my phone because this thing didn't have a working timer. Then I went back to my room, ready to zone out for a bit. 15 minutes in, I heard it, that distinct metallic screech of the oven door opening. It was so loud it could wake the dead. At first, I thought maybe someone was just checking their food. We all use the same oven, after all. But something about it felt off. A few seconds later, I heard one of the bedroom doors slam shut. Weird. Curiosity got the better of me, so I stepped out and checked. And that's when I saw it. My pizza. Halfway done, golden on the edges, was now sharing oven space with a massive tray of raw chicken breasts. Someone had shoved them in right next to it, without asking, without a word. And even worse, I noticed the temperature knob. The bastard had cranked it up to 425 BFF. I remember just standing there, staring at it. Like, really, you couldn't wait 20 minutes? But I told myself, whatever. Maybe it wouldn't make a difference. I just wanted to eat and go to bed. So I went back to my room and waited for the timer to buzz. When I came back to pull my pizza out, my stomach dropped. The top was blackened, the cheese had hardened into crusty plastic, and the smell, oh God, was pure disappointment. The guy's chicken, meanwhile, was sizzling away beautifully on the tray below mine. I stood there in silence, holding that ruined dinner in my hands, and something inside me cracked. Not in a dramatic, movie-style way, no screaming, no throwing things, just this heavy, hollow kind of rage. The kind that builds after too many bad days. Too many times people walk all over you because they can. I remember thinking, Tor, fine, put your chicken in, but don't touch my damn temperature. It wasn't even about the pizza anymore. It was about respect. The tiniest, stupidest kind of disrespect that still cuts deep when life already feels like a constant uphill battle. I ate one slice, just to say I didn't waste it, and it tasted like burnt cardboard. That's when the thought hit me. A quiet, dangerous thought. If he wants to mess with my food, maybe I should return the favor. I walked back into the kitchen, slow and calm, the way you do when you've already decided what's going to happen. The oven light glowed faintly, like a witness to the crime. The chicken was browning nicely, too nicely. So I reached out and turned the temperature knob all the way, 500 degrees Fahrenheit. Then I went back to my room. At first, it was silent. Then came the faint hiss of fat sizzling, followed by the sharp tick. Tick, tick of the smoke alarm warming up for its big solo. A minute later, beep, beep. The alarm blared through the hall like a war siren. Doors flew open. I heard frantic footsteps, and then, "Oh, come on!" That was him. The same guy who'd sabotaged my dinner. Now panicking, yanking open the oven door, waving a dish towel as smoke poured out. I waited just a second, long enough to savor it, before stepping out of my room. The hallway was hazy, filled with burnt chicken fumes. I looked at him, hair messy, eyes wide, trying to scrape blackened meat off a baking sheet, and asked, in the calmest, most ominous tone I could manage, Tor, "Everything all good, bud?" He froze. Didn't know whether to lie or confess. Just mumbled something like, "Why, yeah, it's fine." While coughing on the smoke, I gave a slow nod. "Tor, good to hear." Then I turned and walked back into my room, closed the door, and sat down with my burnt pizza. And you know what? It suddenly didn't taste so bad anymore. He didn't talk to me after that. Didn't make eye contact in the kitchen. Didn't leave his chicken unattended ever again. Either. The air was awkward for a few days. The kind of quiet tension that hums beneath the surface. But I didn't care. For once, I wasn't the one who got stepped on. Not long after I moved out. New place, new chapter. But that night, it stuck with me. Because revenge isn't always about some grand scheme or public humiliation. Sometimes, it's just about reclaiming your space, your dignity, one burnt chicken at a time. Looking back, I realize that moment wasn't really about the food. It was about feeling powerless, then finally saying, "Tor, no more." We all reach that point. When you stop swallowing disrespect and start standing your ground, even in small ways. Sometimes karma doesn't show up on its own. Sometimes you have to preheat the oven yourself. If you've ever had someone cross that line, and you wished you could serve them a slice of poetic justice, hit that like button. Comment below, what's the pettiest revenge you've ever pulled? And don't forget to subscribe for more true Reddit revenge stories where karma gets served hot, sometimes at 500 degrees. Thanks for watching, and remember, respect the pizza or risk the chicken,